medicinal. It's we need to take refuah. You have to be happy enough to be able to mourn. That's how it works. You need a lot of sympathy to be able to mourn. Wow. Gorgeous.
What's the original?
It's called The Scientist.
Amazing.
I know
Coldplay.
The song's called The Scientist. Yeah, it's from...
Chassidus.
Might be from before you were born.
Chaim Chevra, Chaim Chav. Bye. All right. We're holding Perek Hey of the Megillah. Pasuk Yud. Perek Hey, Pasuk Yud. Where the Megillah says, Vayisapak Haman, Vayavo El Beisoi, Vayishlach, Vayovei Es Ohavav, Ve'es Zeresh Ishtoi. And Haman held back. Haman held back. And he's walking back after the first Suda, the first Mishteh. Mordechai doesn't stand, doesn't move before him. And Vayimalei Haman Mordechai Chema, that was the end of the last part, the Pasuk Tes, became filled with anger, boiling anger. But he held back. And he came home, and he sent and brought in his Ohavav, those who love him. Yes, Zeresh Ishto, and his wife is Zeresh. It says, we're learning Manas Halevi, that's Shlomo Altovitz, author of the Chadoidi, on the Megillah. And first he brings Ibn Ezra. What does it mean, Lahita Pek? The first pshat from Ibn Ezra is Karov Mitam Lizbol. It's a little bit like to Lizbol means there's a fancy politically correct word for that. Forbearance, but there's a tolerance, right? I can tolerate you, right? Like the politically correct word for like we tolerate all people's. He would tolerated it. And the Sharibina that he loves quoting from Velazar ben Garmaiza says, "Vaisapak himtin ve'atzar ka'asoi kedei lishol eitza." It's not just only that he was like tolerating the feeling. It was mechuvan. It was purposeful. So okay, I'm mad. I'm not going to express my anger right now. Why? So later I can really get him, right?
That's big. We talked about that in the context of Pinchas before.
Well,
because
Pinchas,
because that's the chiddush. I was telling him the chiddush. Whatever I'll say
after fine, So that's the thing is, well, he really wants to express his anger now, but be more efficient. And make an eitz kavua chamishi mama. The eitz that's going to come, the advice that's going to come to him, is going to be a way to really make things hard for Mordechai. So why express the anger now in a way that's going to be only not as effective?
I just was going to ask, like Vaisapak Haman sounds like okay, we thought Haman is the bad guy,
Mhm.
even though Mivnei Banav Shel Haman Lam B'Torah B'nei Brak, and there's this whole.
Okay, that's a story. That's
But,
yeah.
but he's the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
And so it seems like there's emphasis in this pasuk of Eisapaka on something good about, like it's
Right.
holding back.
Right, but now you see that the holding back is only for the sake to be more evil, to be
more sinister, more lethal, more deadly.
yeah, right. Be afraid. Somebody has as their status on their not their status, whatever that line is under your WhatsApp name, whatever that is. What is that called? Is there a word for that? Whatever.
Quote, maybe?
Your quote. He has
All
like,
the status, yeah.
be afraid of the calmest person in the room. He said, right. Oh man, so Haman is like, you know, he's a villain, but he's not just like a guy who just gets angry and expresses it right away. He waits, and then he really gets you, right? That's Haman, right? That's what we're talking about. Haman. Haman is not a good midah that he could control himself. All of his controlling himself is in order to get Mordechai worse, because he wants to have an eitzah, right? He wants to get an eitzah to really get him, yeah.
Would up be from like the root of like poke? Like poke is to like let out or to go out.
Nice.
Poke, or that's not because
Not to go out.
Is
I
poke-
like. Sometimes we
go
do
out.
that. Sometimes we do that.
So
Sometimes
poke is like to withhold, to not let it out.
poke to not go out.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah. And now Vayaveis Ovav Zeresh Ishtoi. And first of all, the Midrash, he brings the Midrash Rabbah. Kulam lo hayu yoidim lasas eitzah kezeresh ishto. None of his Ohavim, his friends, were able to give eitzah to him like his wife Zeresh. Midrash says he had 365 underlings, people under her, like one for each day of the year. They were all, so she had like a whole, she was like, in terms of evil plans, she had like a company. She was the CEO. Evil plans, EP. She was the CEO of EP, of the EP company. EPP, evil. Yeah, very deeply disturbed. EDP. So first of all, therefore, that's why the pasuk singles her out. Right? That's his purpose again, is to get to an eitzah, to really get Mordechai. He's filled with anger. He's holding back in order to make a nuclear bomb from the anger. Not because he has any shlita on his midas, not because he's a good guy at all. So first of all, why is it mentioned the Ohavim first before Zeresh? It's because first of all, they're not in his house; they're elsewhere. So it's just sent for them. Who are the Ohavim?
These are the 365 people.
It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like Zeresh is like when she comes with her posse. I guess. I don't know. Midrash Rabbah. There's Ohavav and Zeresh Ishto. And Zeresh Ishto is the best. None of the Ohavim, the Midrash says, Lo hayu yoidim lasas eitza ke Zeresh Ishto, she hayu la shasara bale eitza community mezachama. Oh, maybe no. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Shahayu loy. It says Shahayu lo shashin samechei bale eitza. No. Not that he was the CEO of Bad Eitzahs Anonymous or whatever it is. He had 365. That's all the Ohavim. And then there's Zeresh Ishta, who's even better than all of them. So she stands out from all of them. That's the pshat. Sorry, I said I mixed up Lo and La. And her Eitzah will be the last one because she's greater than all of them. And that's why he mentions them before her. And also because all of them had to be called first, and she's in the house already. But then he says, why is she still part of the verb of being sent out and brought in? Isn't she in his house? Why do you have to stand? Why the verb seems to be out of whack? It just says and it shouldn't say ve'es zeresh ishto, it should say va'yikanis lebeso etzel zeresh ishto, whatever. Otherwise, it sounds like the verb is going also on her. And he says, nearly that the word vayaveh is in a different usage over here. It doesn't mean that he brought in Zeresh. It means for all of them, he was doing something else. Bringing in is not about, Vayishlach is going only on them. He had to send out people to get them. But the Yaveh, as Oyavav Zeresh Ishto, the Yaveh is going also on Zeresh, because Yaveh doesn't mean bringing her into the house. Yaveh is something else. As it says in Mishlei Chaf Gimel Pasuk Yud Beis, Havia Lamusar Libecha. Bring your heart into the Musar, the Shlomo HaMelech says. And doesn't mean that your heart, he says like, V'chilo libo, Chilo libo halach. It's not that your heart went somewhere else. Ad shetztarech lahavio, you have to bring your heart physically. It's never moved, right? Similar as Zeresh was in the house the whole time. Havel kavana lechavnoi. Havia lemusar libecha, it says in Mishlei, means let your heart focus in on the musar. Don't let it just be abstract ideas. Let it penetrate, right? Let it change you, right? Shelo tiana oznav kashuvos v'libo lo nachon l'chaven l'divrei. It shouldn't just be like goes in your ears and doesn't go into your heart. Lachen he's here havia l'musar libecha. That's what Shlomo Melech is saying. Shelo libo nachon mechuven l'davar. And because he's Dafka wants the deepest Eitzah possible, he wants to take all of his hatred and turn it into an arrow that's gonna get Mordechai real bad, right? So therefore, Vayave Chomar, not Vayave bringing them in, Vayave mechavening their hearts, tuning their hearts in, that this is, we got to get really, as diabolical as we can, as evil. Get your black hearts going, you know. Chaim. Is 1 year on Purim. That it was maybe, was it my first year married? I think it was. I think it was my first Purim with my wife. She married me. I was already a campus rabbi at the time at McGill University. I was a campus rabbi for 11 years. I had a whole Gilgal there. I'm a Gilgal. Missed you. And I let my hair grow kind of like how I'm doing now, little long, you know. And I let it grow a little, like maybe twice as long as this. And then on Purim night, after we went home, drank a bunch of l'chaims, and my wife shaved me a mohawk. And then we put peroxide, and I had like a blonde white mohawk. And my wife had become close with a young woman, which is originally like a Beis Yankov girl, who got very into goth. You know what goth is? Goth is a whole style, a whole way of being. Lots and lots of piercings all over your face. Lav dafka, the nose and the ears, like your whole face, and all kinds of, you know, black lipstick and like, you know, dark energy, you know. And we got from her name was Sarah, this girl. Hashem to bless her. There she is, and she gave us real goth clothes. Like my wife wore a necklace around her neck, like sticks to your neck, all bullets, right? And oh no, the bullets was the belt. The neck was spikes that stick out of your neck. And we had chains and stuff. And I had a mohawk. I put a little yarmulke on it, but I had a blonde mohawk and a big beard, which is actually one of the styles. Mohawk and a beard is like a thing. And and so people mamish downtown, when they saw us, they crossed the street to avoid us. We were like legit scary. We're mamish like and on, I'm just saying this because it's probably like a memory. The shirt I was wearing said, "Black is my heart." And it just reminded me of Haman wanting all of his chevra to get as black as they can. Like that's, you know, by Yahweh bringing them in, bringing their hearts in. Chevra, we got to be really evil right now. Like no joking around. You know, no, like, you know, we I need an eitzah, and they're gonna give him the eitzah, that's gavoya chamishim amma. They're giving him an eitzah. Wow, right? And it was the eitzah Sarah. So. כלומר, זירזים בדבר שמכוונים בדבר, גם כי הם אוהבים אותו, מבקשים טובתו, This is why the pasuk calls them ohavim. Why doesn't it call them baalei etzot or chachamav, nevonav? Why does it say ohavav? Because he wants punkt the emotional connection, right? You love me, so you hate him, right? This is the right. He's trying to specifically get the rise, the emotional rise, and the focus to turn this sunlight into put it with the like what kids do with the ants, put it in through the what's it called, magnifying glass, and get a laser. It's gonna. Ki gam hem chacham, ki efshar lios bal etzem lo yeh chacham. Af gam zos b'nei chomer hadavar hu tzarich lezarzam. He needed to really get them involved. So that's vayaveh. Bringing them in is not just physical. What's that?
It's like real bad. Like you would think maybe that like good is like connected and bad is disconnected.
Right.
But like you said, no, the real bad is like a connected bad.
They try. They do the best.
Like
But kesher rishayim, it doesn't last.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't last. But l'shaita, it lasts.
connected. It should be connected.
For l'fisha, it lasts. It has a ephemeral, a small time that it lasts when they can get together, but they don't really connect. You see, Achashverosh killed Vashti and Haman. They don't have a strong connection at all. They end up hurting each other. But that's Vayaveh. So the Vayishlach is going on them, but the Vayaveh is going also on Zeresh, because he wanted her to also be, deeply involved. All of this motivated by hate, right? That's what it's motivated by, right? Next pasuk. Vaysaper lohem Haman es kavod shvei v'roi banav yes. Ad kol asher gidoloi hamelech veis asher nisoi ahasarim v'avdei hamelech. And he starts telling them how great things are about, Wow. Kavod Oshro V'roi Banav Gidlo HaMelech. That even though he was so rich before, king had made him even much richer. Gidlo HaMelech made him even more rich. And he's lifted above all the Sarim, and his position is Gevalt. And that's just the preamble. And then, because the trop really teaches you Vayomer Haman, like the Haman Mamish got excited, very excited to say, right? Very, very excited to say that Aflo Heviya Esther Hamalka Im Hamelech El Hamishter Sherasas Aki Imaisi V'gam Lemachar Ani Karula Im Hamelech. And so Haman said, Af. Here the Medrash goes wild. Af. This is Haman's anger. Still his anger. His anger. Why? Because his anger is extra strong, even though it means only, right? Even, or only. Even Esther only invited me, right? That his anger was extra strong because she invited him. Why is it extra strong? Because he invited him? Because he knew that Esther had grown up in Mordechai's house, that she was this orphan girl who had been raised by Mordechai. And so he thought that if Mordechai maybe has a hope, it's because he's got Esther. Esther became the queen. But now he sees Esther is inviting him also to the Mishter. And not only once, but even twice. Right? So that makes him even more upset with Mordechai. Right? Because there's nothing standing in his way, right? Not even Esther, right? So there's a little ant on the floor, his shoe is raised, right? No one to hold me back. It makes me even more upset. Right? How dare he not bow before me, and it's just not right. Excuse me. And the Midrash Rabbah brings about the word af, Dalad hem shehitrisu kenegdo yisbarach u'keneged Yisrael u'pasku b'loshan af. Loshan hatrisa v'kas. Af v'chema. Therefore, in the Tanakh, the Nachash, the Sar Ha'oifim, Adas Korach, and Haman, they all start their sentence with Af. Af. The Nachash started with Af also. The same thing. It's the same issue.
Af translating to evil.
The Af translates anger, yeah. Af. Like Charon Af, right? Af, Chema. What did the Nachash say? Rashi brings it. It's from Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer, Perkei Gimel. He spoke about Hashem, Lashon Hara, and Ayin Ra. He said that if you eat from the tree, you'll be like God. Right? You eat from the tree, you'll be like Hashem. K'tiyu ke'Elohim. Mahu ose ulamos u'mach ulamos akachatem. And like Rashi brings, Kol Uman Soine B'nei Umnuso. Hashem ate from the tree also. That's how he became God. It's wild. Rashi brings this in Chumash. Hashem ate from the tree also. That's how he became God. And that's why he doesn't want you to, because then you'll be on the same level as him. And every artisan hates the competition. Kol Uman Soine B'nei Umnuso. Wild, right? So what is the Nachash painting? He's painting a picture of a reality where Hashem is mean, chas v'shalom. Hashem is doing everything just to get you.
What's that mean?
What?
What does that mean that God ate from it? No, that's what the Nachash told
The Nachash. It was the Nachash. I don't know how to explain it. It's stupid theology, but it doesn't really work logically. It doesn't really. God's the creator of everything, right? But Nachash is saying God doesn't make creator of everything. He's just the strongest one in creation, but he doesn't want anybody to be as strong as he. He's not really understanding what God is, bichlal. For sure not. And he's putting into Adam and Chava a perception of all of reality is competition. All of reality is forcing. All of reality is authority and forcing and making you feel small. And Hashem wants to feel big, so he needs to put you down. I can only be big if you're small. Right? That's a really dark world, right? Really dark world. We said it many times in the Kutzker, right? If I am I because you are you, and you are you because I am I, then I am not I and you are not you. It sounds like a riddle, but like the only way I can be me is because of the contrast with you, that either I'm higher or I'm lower than you. My whole idea of people is numbers. Then I'm not really me and you're not really you, because we're both building our identities based on where we fit on the hierarchy, who's up and who's down. But if I'm only who I am because of who you are, and you're only who you are because of I am, it cancels each other out. Nobody's anything. I'm not I and you're not you. But if I am I because I am I, and you are you because you are you, you're just being you and I'm just being me. Now we're talking. It's not about comparing. And this is really, that's just like the thing. This is what the Nachash does. This is what evil does. Is the first person who said Af, and Haman was the last on the list. It's the same Af. Competition, 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 competition. To be B'Tselem Elokim, it doesn't, what does it really mean to be B'Tselem Elokim? It doesn't only mean that you can be a vessel for the divine presence. It means the same way Hashem is unique, so you're also unique. Hashem is not only Echad, he's also Yochid. Lots of beautiful Chassidus Chabad on this. Yishtabach, Yochid Chei Ha'olamim. Yochid. That's what you get to from Sukkot Zimra. When you're singing music, you get to the Inyan of Yochid. Inyan of Yochid. Ein Kelokeinu. We also sing Ein Kelokeinu. Peter, why do we have to sing? Because we're talking about Bechinas Yochid. Ein Kelokeinu. And you could say the same thing about each of us. Only one. And unique one. The only one and the unique one. Yachid means unique and alone. Right? So Ein Ke'endi. Right? There really isn't. There really isn't. There's no. It's not, each yid is in a category of one. There is no competition. We're each just a ben yachid, a bas yachida to Hashem. There's no comparing, no such thing. No such thing. You could compare how much money, how many masechtas does he learn, does he go to minyan, but these are all on the outside. They're not real. They're not real. They don't tell you who the person is at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Who you are doesn't depend on how you can be compared with anybody else. Who you are is just who you are. It's the deepest of the deep. Is what Haman is trying, because Haman's whole definition, we've come to this many times, his whole definition for himself is about being on top, right? He's really bringing the Nachash's perspective, like really, really strong, right? And so he always feels it's not quite enough. He's never just satisfied, right? Notice. If he would have been satisfied, hey, I just had a Suda with the king and the queen, wow. Gewalt, okay, this one guy doesn't want to bow down, this Geverlach. Then he wouldn't have told them to make the 50 Amasai. And then when Esther told the king there wouldn't be an 8 for Haman himself to hang on. You know, he made the whole thing because of his feeling that it's not enough until everybody's underneath me. I can't be at peace. I can't be at peace. And he brings from Chaim. So we said what made him extra angry was the fact that now anything holding him back from taking personal nakama, vengeance against Mordechai is not there, because Esther's not going to protect him. He had maybe in his mind, maybe because he knew Esther grew up in his house, maybe she'll protect him. But now she invited him, and she invited him again to the next Suda, so he knows everything's good. So now there's Gevald is he upset, and he's like, it's an upset with like his mouth is watering, excited to get rid of Mordechai, right? And the Shari Bina Elizabeth Gaimaiza brings Ki'im Osi, right? The Gam Aflo Vi Esther Malka and Mamelech El Amishta Sher Sasaki Oti, she only brought me. The Gam Lamachar Nikol Mamelech. So Oti, he says, is written Male with a Vav. You could write Oti Aleph Taf Yud. It's written with a Vav, so Belazar of Gamaiza, 1,000 years ago, to say 6 things. The Vav is 6 things about how excited he is about that the Malka invited me. Ima Melech, El Hamiste, and I'm the only one. Ki Mosi, I'm the only one invited. And Anikaru, I'm called again. Ima Melech, tomorrow again, 6, right? I see. And yet, he's still he's still filled with anger. Gevald is he going nuts, right?
In contrast,
yeah.
I think I mentioned this before.
Yeah.
That I found a little tekel in one of my husband's notebooks.
Oh yeah, I sent it out.
Before you start davening, you may place yourself wherever you wish, in the shul. Mm-hmm. You're even allowed to go to the very front of the shul. But once you begin to daven, and certainly by the time you finish, everybody has to be in front of you.
So beautiful. I love that quote.
Yeah.
That's what Shalom's out. Oh my goodness. So Gewalt. So just 1 second, just telling somebody can still come onto the Zoom. Yeah. So then we have this pasuk that we've seen a number of times. All of this, none of this is shaveh for me. None of this is enough for me. I got invited with the queen and everything, it's still not enough. At each moment that I see Mordechai Yehudi sitting in the gate of the king. Excuse me. Chaim. Now this pasuk we've seen a number of times. We did a special shiur for Chodesh Tammuz on this pasuk because the Tseiruf, the Yud Kei Vav Kei of the month of Tammuz is Hey Vav Hey Yud. Remember that we did. This is so today we're going to look at one medrash that he brings. It's a medrash called Midrash Panim Acherim in the Nusach Beis. That's what they found because he brings some of the Rishonim, like he's writing in the 1500s. He's way back. They bring midrashim that we don't as much use or have. So the footnotes here, it's a very nice edition of the Manas Alevi. So they're bringing this from this medrash called Midrash Panim Acherim in the Nusach Beis of that medrash. So, what does that medrash say? That medrash says, and here we're getting, you came perfect, Yankee, we're getting just into the heart of the Indian. That medrash says, what's Kol Zenu Shoiveli? Kol Zenu Shoiveli, Eino Orevli Mashani Oichel V'Shoise. He just had a meal, you can imagine, we spoke about it last time. The meal with the Melech and Esther was not Stam, you know? It wasn't the Ramada, it wasn't even the Marriott, it wasn't even the Ritz, it was even more than the Waldorf. We're talking, woo! Yeah, get used to it. Give out. Mazda. Kala's in town, she's up north.
She's in Greece now.
Oh, even better. Gishmak. Say the goer. So. Okay, nice. And now we go shopping with your credit card. Okay. So then, I'm just kidding. Focus.
That was evil.
So Haman is saying the medrash. There's this medrash called Medrash Panim Acherim. Doesn't even say Panim Acheros. Panim Acherim. Panim Acherim Nusach Beis. That medrash says, and the Manas Levi brings it. Eino Orev Li Masha Ani Oichel V'Shoise. I'm not able to enjoy what I eat and drink. He just had a Suda. You can't even imagine, like the greatest possible Suda, you know. With the Malchus of 127 countries. You can't get higher, right? And he's like, I don't taste the food. I hate Mordechai. That's what it says. I can't taste the food. Lamudim heim harishayim, says a medrash. Lamudim heim harishayim. This is the way. They're used to this. This is their basic thing. She'oichlim v'lo sveyim. They don't know soiva. V'tzadikim oichlim ma'at v'dav sham sveya. Tzadikim could eat even a little bit and give out. One little bit, one little something. It's a singing telegram from Shemaya. Hashem wants you to eat me, right? Gewalt, right? Hasebu tevas v'chol zeh. This medrash is going on the pasuk when it says v'chol zeh. What's the v'chol zeh? What did you just finish talking about? The mishnah. The whole thing is I couldn't taste any of it. I couldn't enjoy it. I'm at the top of the whole world, but I couldn't enjoy one bit of it. Kol zeh nenu shoiveli. V'chol zeh nenu shoiveli. And even for tomorrow, I'm not even excited. We're going to be eating tomahawk, like, that's a kind of steak. No, that's like the $300 one. No, that's like we're gonna be eating,
It's porterhouse steak.
porterhouse.
Yes, it's filled with oysters.
Whoa, that's such a thing? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Fine. We're gonna be eating tomorrow, and yet Eineno Arav Lo HaMeichel She'achal Be'eis Re'osos Mordechai, because he sees Mordechai is not bowing down, can't enjoy anything. Now this is really very, very profound thing we're talking about. We said the Nachash. We didn't go through them all of them, but the Sar HaOifim, Adas Korach, and Haman, they all start in sentences with Af. Af. Af Lo Vianu, Eretz Zavas Chal V'Dvash. Af. Af. Af Ani Bechalumi, said the Sar HaOifim. And the Nachash, Remel Ha'ish Ha'af Ki Amar Elokim. Oh my God, that one, by the way, the Ishbitzer is very big on that one. The Beis Yaakov says, Af Ki Amar Elokim. Just pass me a Breshis. It's Breshis. Any of the Breshis is, yeah. Just want to read the whole pasuk. This is a very wild pasuk, Chevra. Get ready. Realize that this pasuk applies to us. Realize that this is not just once upon a time. Bereshis Gimel, pasuk Aleph. Oh yeah. V'hanachash haya aru mikol chayes hasada she'asa Adonai Elohim v'yomer ha'isha. And he said to the woman, Af ki amar Elohim lo yisachlu mikol eitz hagan. What's the af? It's even before he's getting her to eat the tree of Eitz Hadas. Did Hashem even say not to eat any of the trees? Beis Yaakov says at that moment, when the Nachash said that, Chava felt that the whole world is usher. You understanding this? You understanding this? You ever feel this way? Chava, be honest. What? When the Nachash said, Af ki amar Elokim lo sachlu mikol eitz hagan, his first question, the first words from the Nachash's mouth is, did God even usher everything? Right? The answer is no, right? So she answers him no. But the Ishbitzer says, the Beis Yaakov, that when the Nachash said that to her, she felt in her bones everything in the world. She got scared for a second. Maybe everything is usher. Right? And that feeling, he was is that chill in the bones. That chill in the bones that she got, right? It was like softening her up. It was the whole thing was already in that feeling. What it's really saying is you have no zechut kiyum. You don't deserve to exist, right? It puts in a feeling like, oh, everything's usher. Well, of course everything's usher because I know in myself that I'm very puny. I'm just a very puny, just a little gush afar, you know. Yeah. I'm trembling. I can't. Everything's usher. Everything. Is it? Can I sit here? Is it? Can I breathe? Is it okay? No. You don't understand what the Nachash put into her. It's still in us. It's in us. Gewalt. Purim, we have to vomit it out. If we drink enough, we have to. Chaim. And so that af, which is the af that started this whole dibur, right, of Haman, right? What is Haman? How does Haman begin? First, he tells him, "Kvodosh roiv banav da 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 da," but that's just the preamble. Vayomer Haman. The Tamim tell you that as he's telling them, the first thing when he tells them how good and gewalt da da da, that was all just another level of dibur. Vayomer Haman. trope, the music of how you're supposed to say it is clearly, he's like, and here's the thing I really want to tell you. That's how it is whenever you talk, right? First you say a few things, and then you get to the point. And now we're in fundraising, right? Talk, hi, how are you? No, Vayomer, Leibish, give me money. Gewalt, l'chaim. So this is the Vayon, Haman, Af, the anger coming, and it's the Af, the same Af of the Nachash. The Medrash says it's the same Af. The first, the Shoirish, the headquarters in Chumash. Af ki amar Elokim. Loi seichlu mikol eitzagan. Everything's awesome. Everything's up. God. Terror, right? Af. Loi vi eser malka malka see, and everything in Machar and Nikolam Amelech. The Cholzeinu Shoiveli, he uses all one sentence, two psukim, but and where am I? I have no Svi, I can't enjoy my life. Right? And they say, oh, we'll help you to enjoy my life. I'm not telling him, be samech bechalko. They're going to tell him the next pasuk, Yasu it's kavach mishimama. They're going to tell him, yeah, that's it. We'll help you taste your food again. But the Rishaim lemudim him. The sad truth is that even, Baruch Hashem, he wasn't successful. But the sad truth is, even if he would have been successful, he still wouldn't be able to taste his food. There was something else would bother him, Lemudim hem. Rishaim she'oich, lemudim hem rishaim she'oichlin v'loi sveyim. It's their way. They can never be saveya. They can never really be saveya. I don't have soiva. Because soiva is based on an inherent sense of self-worth. That I am I because I am I. Not because you are you. Right?
So when meaning satiation.
Yeah. Satiation. Soiva. Soiva semochis is panecha. These actual enjoyment, right? It's also a revus to actually really enjoy. This is one of the things I learned when I was a campus rabbi, actually, that I don't want to compare people to Haman, but I was a campus rabbi, and officially when you're in college, that's your years where everything's gewalt, beer and boyfriends, girlfriends, everything's, we're living the life, right?
A sense of freedom.
Drugs, whatever, yeah. And then they come for Shabbos, and they're like, wow, Simcha, and it's so much better than just a taste on my tongue or a feeling it's my whole being. Wow, I'm tasting something else, right? The tasting soiva. Oinig Shabbos is something else. The arevus of Shabbos is something else. And these chevra, it's so amazing. It hit me after a few years that they're officially happy, but I'm giving them simcha. Hashem's giving them. Shabbos is giving them simcha. It's really a big deal. It's a very big deal. Once you have Shabbos, then everything becomes oinig. It's the same food, the same beer, But now it's oinig Shabbos. Now it's something else. It's neshamadik. It's private. It's me and Hashem. It's not me having to compare. It's not me having to be better, cooler. I'm out of that whole thing. I'm just dancing in front of Hashem. That's it. No, there's no pretense. There's no pretending anymore. I don't have to pretend anymore. So this Indian of Soivas that we're going to talk about, Chassidus now. This is Hashem for just a few minutes. It's already 8:30 now. Just a few minutes. Excuse me. Rabbeinu and Torah Yud Gimel. Ois Hey. Rabbeinu is talking about this thing of Soiva, this Indian of having Sevilla. And I have to tell the story one more time. Some of you heard the story from me before. I by mistake, I went to Chicago one time, and I went to the wrong shul by mistake. You probably heard me say this 3 times. You heard this with me already? Oh, good. You heard this with me already? No. Fine. Most people didn't hear it. Yankee, you heard it. that was I went to the wrong shul by mistake for mincha, a Sephardi shul. I wanted to be Ashkenazi. That's what I'm used to, but it was already too late. I couldn't. It was the sun was setting. I couldn't get to a different shul. So I sit. I'm a little early though, but I'm too late to get to a different shul. I sit somewhere, and then like this big, huge, like extra large size Sephardi guy sits next to me. You know, Jews come in different sizes. You know, and this guy. You know, like you order the large fries and it's like they give you a bucket and you're like, oh, this for 10 people, you know? This guy sits next to me like, wow, this guy's like, no, like twice me, like 2, you know? And I'm like, Mishu Shepo, like, will I need to lazuz? He's like, no, like he's like, then he's like, boom, you ain't moving, you know? And then the Chaver starts saying korbanos. This guy's not saying korbanot. Maybe said it on his way over. He's just saying Ashrei really slowly. And then he gets to the pasuk, Pateach et yadecha umasbia. And the way he said umasbia, I was very jet lagged at that point. Every cell in my body relaxed. I was just like, ah. And it was so amazing to me because I felt like Hashem sent me like Eliyahu Hanavi to teach me like I've never said Ashrei in my life. Like the Gemara says, you have to be chavin to this pasuk. Hashem is masbia. I never really thought about it. Yeah, he takes care of me, okay, and I would, you know, give me the breakfast, whatever. Masbia, like the way he said masbia. Oh my God, changed my life, Mom. It's changed my life forever. Changed every Ashrei. And the thing is we're afraid to go to that level, that degree of bliss. We're like afraid. We don't think we deserve it. Why? Because the Nachash said, maybe everything's usher. It's not usher, but maybe. You're like, how do you know? Are you sure? Maybe it's usher, you know. And maybe I'm not doing it the right way, or maybe I should be somewhere else. Or maybe I just shouldn't be here at all, right? Gewalt, it's like heartbreaking, right? So this is because of that, we don't give ourselves permission. Or maybe, and this is the hardest now, especially in wartime, people are suffering. How dare I have svia, experience onek and bliss? How dare I, right? And it feels like, okay, I'm being very religious. Right? And this is where Chazal coming in to saying, no, you 3 times a day, you have to say Ashrei. The Gemara says you say Ashrei 3 times a day, you're a Ben Olam Haba. Why? Because you're connected to every letter of the Aleph base. Ashrei goes through the Aleph base, which means, Rabbi Nachman explains, it means you're aware that Hashem's letters are the ones that are giving creation and not the cause and effect that we think. And our parnasa is coming from Hashem, and therefore we could experience Pateach et yadecha umasbia. We could really, really enjoy that. What's the story? Ma'aseh b'bitachon, and the feast was a feast to Rabbi Shlomo would say. And the Suda is Gavein. A Suda was the original lesson of Rabbeinu. The Suda every night was he sit with his shawarma or his tofu, depending on what floats your boat, and it would be this feast was a feast of why is Rabbeinu keep coming you know that story, every night this guy having a Suda. Why the Suda? Why every night he learns a black Gemara, does something religious. Every night he's sitting with he's pressing every night. And he's trusting Hashem that he's gonna let me to press. You know? That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. And he's enjoying it. He's playing the violin. He's freilach. The whole story. The guy in the story called Ma'aseh b'bitachon, where there's a king of sadness. Shlomo called him the king of sadness. The Lashon Rabbeinu doesn't exactly say. There's a king who wanted to make sure that nobody in his country was as happy as he, which is already comparing, right? It was already Haman, and he's walking around. And he says everyone's miserable, good. And then he sees like light and music coming from this one house. It's like sunken in the ground, and the roof is all mishappened. And there's this guy in there having a beautiful Suda, and he spends the rest of the story ruining his professions left and right, and trying to ruin it so the guy can't have his Suda at the end of the day, and he's not able to do it. The story is a little more than that, but it's like
it's like an exposition on The good heart is always that it's not.
Tov lev mishta tamid gewaldig. Yeah. So, severe. We think it's usher. It's not usher. Verkehrt. It's ben olam haba. Chazal want you to experience svia. And also cry. Like we're talking about the music that we play for this shir is medicinal because the 3 weeks we shouldn't have guitar, but have to be happy enough to have avelas.
Have to be happy enough to cry.
If you're happy enough to cry. If they're happy, serious. Otherwise it's just dumb. And each person has to know exactly what that means for them, etc. But the Nakuda Chaim is that Sevilla is not Aser. The Nachash took away Sevilla from Chava, from Adam. And we're still not sure if we're allowed. The Nachash, Af ki amar Elokim, Af ki amar Elokim lo seichel mikol eitz hagan. He put in us a havamina, a feeling, and maybe everything's Aser. I don't have a right to have Sevilla. And the omik is that I'm only going to be able to really daven for all the soldiers and all the suffering people, all the PTSD, the craziness. Our whole country is traumatized. We're all traumatized. How can we have to be besimcha enough? We have to have sevilla enough to be able to do that. It's not a stira. Adarab, it goes exactly together. It goes exactly together. Ashrei brings you into the Shemon Esrei. And after Shemon Esrei brings you back into the world. With the with that. How else are we ever going to help anything, right? And Bekivak said, Nisan is Yetzias Mitzrayim. We left Egypt. Iyar, we're fixing our character traits. We're doing Sfiras Omer. Sivan, we get the Torah. All three of those things, freedom, fixing character, receiving Torahs, all for Tammuz. All so that we can have this month of brokenness and start fixing it. We could go into the brokenness. It's all for the sake of taking that into the brokenness of the world. But if we don't have any sevilla to bring it in, nothing's going to happen. It's one of the big things rabbis deal with. I'm still dealing with this all the time. All the time. People come to rabbis to tell them stuff, and the rabbi has to not hold it. The rabbi has to still have sevilla, otherwise don't be able to help. But if there's one guy in a bore, okay, I'll jump down in the bore with you. Now we're both stuck in the bore. No, it didn't help anybody, right? It's a very, very deep thing. Very, very deep thing. Chaim. Therapists also have this issue. And friends have this issue. Have to have potech et yedecha u'mazbial chol chai ratzon. You get to enjoy. Verkehrt. It's the deepest. Oneg Shabbos, Rabbeinu says it. Al Yedei Oneg Shabbos, Oivav Noiflim Afanav. Torah Nun Zayin. Oisvav. Through enjoying Shabbos, your enemies fall before you. How's it go? He brings a pasuk. It's so important. This means you should make a barbecue every Friday afternoon. Nun Zayin, Ois Hey. It says Bischus. Lahapil oivel lefanav bischus oinig Shabbos. As the pasuk says, lahashbis lashon Shabbos oyev v'umisnake. Lahashbis. Put them to rest. How? Through Shabbos. Through what? Which part of Shabbos? Your oneg of Shabbos. The chocolate cake with the icing. With the kokush. No, kokush. Yeah. Cocoa. now we're talking.
It's not so easy to perfect it.
Oh, that's it. Chesky's Bakery. That's Montreal now. So anyway, so the point is, right, we need to have sevilla. It's not forbidden to have sevilla. Adarabba is the only way. That's what Emunah looks like. Having soiva. So that you can then really daven, so that you could really have tikkun chatzos and cry for everything, so that because you can have both things. It's not a stira. The Zohar Kodesh says chedva tekiya besitras da, ubechia tekiya besitra da. One half the heart. The Tanya is speaking about this. I have joy and rejoicing in one part of my heart, and pain and crying in the other side, and it's fine, right? The Nachash wants to say Just put both sides, pain and crying. That's what Nachash wants you to have, right? Purim says, don't be like Haman, cause it is likely you can't taste his food, never. We have kakaosh. Kakaosh cake. Is that good? Kakaosh.
I'll take tiramisu.
Come on. Tiramisu soup. Whatever floats your boat. Mamis, the whole...
I'll tiramisu.
Don't
Don't fear death.
Don't be afraid. If the portions are too small, have another one. Chaim Dina, Assalamu alaikum. Good to see you.
You reminded me of Yosef. That
Yeah.
Even when he's in the midst of all this suffering, he's being sold. And we always learn that it's like, like about Hashem, the nice smell in the caravan.
Yes.
And you think that's like a trivial detail, like, okay, but the fact that he still had like a mind.
Yes,
or a
to
faculty
notice that. And it's...
to even you can even say derive oneg
Yes.
in a place of suffering that's like, and you contrast that with Haman.
Gavah.
Haman's in between these two like
The greatest is the top of society,
He's in
right?
between the two experiences of a lifetime, and you can't enjoy either of them because he's
Right.
too preoccupied.
Right.
And then you have Yosef, who's basically
Sold out to Egypt.
sold and condemned into prison.
Right,
He can
and he's
still
like,
stop. He can still
it
stop.
smells good in here, right? So gewaltig. He's having krechts, only krechts, and all the way down to Mitzrayim. That's it. What's happening? He's having svia. It's very good, very, very nice.
It's
Very
also
nice.
like, as long as a person doesn't lose their capacity to enjoy, their
Mhm.
capacity to delight for
Mhm.
oneg, or to acknowledge the good,
Yeah,
to be not clear the tov.
yeah.
It's like it bodes well also for mental health. That
It really does.
they never like lose it. So to speak.
It really does. It's the same in we spoke about this a couple of times. Shevach and bakasha in davening. We need to go. There's one thing the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh brought to the world is blissing out with nigunim, going there. It's also svia from music. The mamish sing this psukkah de zimras. It's so healing. It's so good. It's just to go in and it brings you to yachid. Chei ha'olam, it brings you to your uniqueness, to Hashem's uniqueness. It's so good. We're supposed to be shevach before bakasha, not just like blah, 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 and then crying out, but like it's all there is bakasha and like a few things I say before, just random. No, shevach. Our whole women's program is called shevach. Shevach. Just bliss it out, sing, go there, enjoy it. Don't let them. Like Jackie Mason. I've been watching Jackie Mason lately. It's unbelievably funny. So one of his jokes about the portions, he called it, what happened to the portions? They used to give portions. You call this a cake? It's a cookie. It's not a cake. This is the thing. You're getting a portion every day of Psukkah de Zimra. A portion, right? Hoshana Rabbah morning. We have a longer Psukkah de Zimra. Everyone's only thinking about the Hoshanas and the Hashem help me and crying. The longer Psukkah de Zimra Hoshana Rabbah morning is very chashuv. Also in Slichas, you know what we say in Slichas? L'chu neranan l'Hashem neril etzurishenu. It's a pasuk in Slichas. No one notices this pasuk. Because we're so focused on the bakasha, then we miss the shevach, we miss blissing, we miss the bliss. To go there. Don't get cheated with the portions. Don't take just a little cookie. When the Psukkah de Zimra is supposed to be a whole cake with icing and cacao. Did I say good? Kokoash? Kokosh. We're gonna have to eat a lot of it later on tonight. So l'chaim. So we may have to go to Hungarian Ulpan. We have to open one. Rabbeinu Ois Hey in Torah Yud Gimel. He's talking about Bechinas Shor Sheba Nefesh. Without getting into it, we each have an aspect that's called an ox in ourselves. Ox. V'zeh ha'or ha'metzuchtzach shenitoisaf b'nefesh machmas ha'kibutz sheniskabetz pizurei ha'nefesh v'az meir ha'nefesh b'yoiser. Bechinas Shor Sheba Nefesh. It's this very shiny, very refined light that you get when you're sitting, like now, we're sitting in a chevra, and the group energy, and we're experiencing a little bit of Shor Sheba Nefesh. Niskabetz pizurei hanefesh. Our pieces we get, sometimes we're mafuzzer, mafayra, it's coming together a little bit. Kikshe haratzoin, eno meir, v'az meir hanefesh b'yoser, and then the nefesh starts to shine. Because when ratzon is not shining, as a nefesh b'chinas nefesh re'eva, when we're not in touch with our wanting, and this is the crazy paradox, that Sevilla and Ratzon are the same thing. It's crazy because we're not used to that. In the Western world, wanting and having are two very different things. I want the Porsche until I have the Porsche. I want the Porsche, the Lamborghini, at least something good. Give me definitely not just like, a Toyota, I need something good, right? Man, Jackie Mason's such funny jokes for cars. Okay, but the point is that Nefesh Re'eva, when my Ratzon, like, what do we say on Shabbos? Ka echseif noyam Shabbos. We're singing about how much we want Shabbos. And the wanting itself is the oinek. That's the Pele Gadol. Experiencing etzem haratzon, the depths of your real wanting, is the deepest oneg. You're really wanting, and you're wanting Hashem the way that only you want Hashem. We each want Hashem in a different way. There's no words for how it's different. It's different colors, a different smell. The way you want Hashem. It's very private. Nothing feels better than that, than wanting Hashem. It's incredible. Haratzon ein meir, when my Ratzon isn't shining, then my whole nefesh is starving all the time. Right? This is Haman. Then we're in this place, the Nachash. I'm just starving. Everything's usher, and nothing satiates me.
What's the Ratzon Meir is actually having an emphasis on the Ratzon and seeing the Ratzon as a Ratzon and not like the Western world.
Being in it, being good with your cheshik for Hashem, your cheshik for Torah, your cheshik. Right? This we know today, actually, even scientifically we know this. If let's say a person is addicted to the internet, when do they get the rush of the excitement? Not when they get to the website. When you press the button, then it's going to take a few seconds for it to load. Then you're like, that's when it, and then once you actually get it, it's already, you want the next one. This is the thing. That's when the dopamine comes in. Same thing with cigarettes, same thing with food, same thing with all the addictions. The dopamine comes in anticipation. It's a picture of something very high, right? In Nebuch, everyone should be healed. We should all be healed, mamish. But it's a picture of, because real Ratzon is like that dopamine, but keeping on going. Real Ratzon for Hashem is the healthiest, truest dependency, the only one. There's only one healthy, good dependency. That's Hashem. We really are dependent on Hashem. We just mistake. We think it's the websites, or we think it's the food, or we think it's the beer, or the marijuana, or whatever it is. We have stuff, whatever we have. But the thing is that it just keeps getting worse. I need to smoke again and again, more and more and more. Then I need stronger concentration tobacco. Then I need, even in the middle of the night. Then I can't go more than 5 minutes without it. Whatever, it gets more and more and more, because you're never satisfied. Just like Haman, never satisfied. Kol zeinu neshoivali. But when you're experiencing the Ratzon Atzmi of the Neshama, that it's Raiva, the Raivin, that Ratzon is your crown. It's your crown. It's your Keser, Mamish. That's your royalty, to be wanting Hashem. Itraseim b'rasheim. So he says, and that's when light starts shining. Because Rav Nassan explains in Arev Gimel, which is like as Mesilas Yesharim of Breslov, Hilchas Arev Halacha Gimel in Choshen Mishpat. It's unbelievable. It says, when you really want Hashem, when you really, really want Hashem, then you start to taste that Hashem wants you also. The two Ritzonos are connected. And it doesn't end. You want Hashem, Hashem wants you. Hashem wants you, you want Hashem. It's the Kruvim. It's the Kruvim, just staring. Just here, Hivani be'achas me'nayich. Here have Tani. As Meir Nefesh B'yosus, and the Nefesh starts to shine, when your Ratzon starts to shine, Ikar Harav, Machmas Heder Ha'or. Why are we starving? Because there's not enough light. Why is there not enough light? Because our Ratzon is never put into stupid things. We don't realize, it doesn't have to dafka be that song. For some people that song might not be helpful. But other songs, whatever song, whatever, but it's experiencing the Ratzon. and then your nefesh lights up, and then you can actually have sevilla, because, and it's so amazing how they don't contradict. You keep wanting more and more, and you're having sevilla. It's so absolutely amazing, because the one thing is not, it's not I'm unfulfilled. It's I'm with you now, and I can't wait till next time. And right now is so good. I'm having full sevilla for being with you now, and I also can't wait to see you next time. So mamish unbelievable. We're learning about this, about the kruvim that Onkelos Hager says in Bava Basra. The kruvim were made that they looking at each other in a way like a Talmid Hamispater mi Rabbi, that I can't tear my eyes away from my beloved Rebbe, and he can't tear his eyes. And the Maharsha says, and really what it means is, because the kruvim have to be made exactly the same. It means two friends who consider each other their Rebbe, and they love each other so much that the kruvim are like stuck in that place of like almost a goodbye. It's like so beautiful, because each moment is so masbia, and it's so sad to say goodbye to that moment, because now the next moment's going to, I want more, and it's want to go back to it. We'll get stuck. We don't get stuck. Like Rabbeinu says, the Beis of Baruch comes and hugs you and kisses you at the beginning of Shemona Esrei, says, please don't leave me. And you have to go to the Reish, the Vav, and the Chaf, and then when you get to the Mem of Shalom, if you're really, really davening, you're still with the Beis of Baruch. Never say goodbye. You're still with it, right? This is this Pele. You can have Sevilla and Ratzon. The Sevilla is the Ratzon. It's mamish unbelievable. I trust. What it comes down to is trust. The Nachash was playing on the feeling of disconnect, and that I can't trust. I don't know if I could trust. Maybe everything's awesome. If I can really trust, I can have such Sevilla from right now, and I trust there'll be Sevilla again later. Why am I afraid to have Sevilla right now? Because I don't know what's going to happen later. I'll never have pas besaloi. I'll never feel can trust that in the next moment I'll also have. So I eat more than I need. I get addicted to whatever. I can't trust. Trusting is that I know I want Hashem forever. Hashem wants me forever. I said to Hashem this morning on my Zbadidas, I said, I was all alone in my house. Actually, two of my daughters were sleeping because they're out of school already. I'm walking around in my house. I said, I know you're smiling at me, and I'm doing my best to smile back. And a really geschmack is by this Chaim. So just a little further. So Rabbeinu says, there's the or. It says this is why the man, eating man, was hard. It was hard to have svia from the man, because you would taste tofu, but it looked like man, right? It looked like man. It looked like these little balls. It wasn't appetizing. You would taste whatever you want, but you couldn't see it, right? Hasuma eino savea, the Gemara says, ki ikar hasoiva machmas haor sheyira be'einav. The soiva comes from the light of being able to see with your eyes. That light is the light of your ratzon. When that light is shining, their true ratzon, then you see that Hashem wants you and is feeding you right now, and you can have svia from whatever, from a coffee, from the Chaim. You can have svia. You can have svia. We're working on it. I don't have perfect svia. We're working on it. We're giving ourselves permission to have it. And then that light is shining. Like, I'm not just in the dark. I'm not just hoarding and overdoing it. It's light. I could trust this. We're so still terrorized by the Nachash. Was the first terrorist. We're terrorized by the Nachash. Af Kiyam Elokim. Af Kiyam Elokim lo seichem kol etzagan. Now he struck terror into our hearts. We're still terrified. I don't know if we can trust being here. Will I have food tomorrow? I don't know. So a teeny bit from Rav Nosson, we'll just finish up. He says, Nosson says, in Aveda Umetzia Halacha Gimel, I'm going to read to you two things from here. He says, what does it mean that the tzaddik returns your lost objects? The tzaddik returns your lost objects.
Again, what does that mean?
I'm going to say, what? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What does it mean that the tzaddik returns or lost objects? There's a Torah in Torah Reish, Torah Kuf Peiches. Deepest of the deep Torah over there. Deepest of the deep Torah there. It says the Malach, the Gemara Nida, right? It says the Malach touches you over here and you forget, right? You learned everything. The Malach. Rabbeinu says it's more than just Torah. In Torah Kuf Peiches, Rabbeinu says, teaches you everything you're meant to do, everything you're meant to achieve and do, everything your whole life. It's mamish, not just only Torah, or it's the expanded sense of what Torah is. He says, everything you're meant to do, and what all the avoda you're meant to do, all the service you're meant to do, and everything you're meant to be masik. And Reb Shlomo said on that Gemara, I said it, maybe you guys heard it from me. Why does the Malach hit you on the mouth? I see you heard this before. It's an unbelievable thing. Yeah, you heard it? Because why did it hit you on the mouth and not on the head? He's making you forget you on the head. Because the Malach doesn't make you forget. He just takes away the words. Shlomo. It's one of the most unbelievable Pirushim of Shlomo and a Gemara. Takes away the words. So it's not that you don't have it. What is the tzaddik giving you? He's giving the words. And Reb Nosson says another way of putting it is Aveda Metzia Gimel Ois Beis. He says, what does it mean he's giving you back? He says you need your Torah back, which is or, which is light, which is the light of your own ratzon, right? So he says, Kivada Yivshar Lachzir Lahem Kol Avidasam Amerubas Meod B'Pam Echad Shelo Yazik Lahem Ribui Or. Can't give us back everything all at once. It'd be too much light. Me'at Kfi Hanachasam Hachanasam Oirutz Al Emes Chol Pam L'Dei Torah Kol Torah V'Torah B'Kabli Mehatzadik or V'Ner L'Chapes Al Yadam Achrei Sharei Avidasam. What is the tzaddik really giving you? A candle. It's like the way Shlomo called it, like he's giving you the words so you could figure out and give words to what you know inside. But Reb Nosson puts it as he's giving you a candle. So, I mean, he's giving you the confidence to search for your own light, to search for your own ratzon. Rabbeinu said, you have to believe that you have emunah. He's giving you a candle to find your innerness. He's giving you a candle to go deep and find that light of how much you do want Hashem. He's giving you a candle to find it. The trouble is that I'm such an old man, I'm so done with it, right? That I don't trust any of the candles, right? I need a very special candle. So here he brings in Hanukkah. He says, the Kohen Gadol, they found one piece of shemen, one little bit that could light up, that was untouched, right? It says the tzaddik, the big tzaddikim, they find a kind of a Torah that even for you, that you've been through everything, and even though you've seen everything and done everything, but this you never touched. This is an oil that was never touched, never had any tumah on it. This comes from before the Nachash said Afki Elokim. This is a light that reminds you of your confidence that you had. It gives you back, Mom, is your confidence. It gives you back as your sevilla, gives you some of that light so you could see and enjoy what you're eating. And believe Hashem is feeding you. Chaim, Chaim. I hope this is clear. Questions, thoughts? Tov, good to see you. Ken. Ken gives you back living ratzon. He's masbia you. Rabbeinu says this in Zayin and Tinyana. The soiva is from the ratzon. Masbia with what? Your living ratzon, chai ratzon, with your ratzon. He's getting you back in touch with what you want the most. And then you live from that place with cheshek, when you live with motivation, with self-motivation. It's the greatest thing a teacher can give a student, to be self-motivated. Not for me, don't do it for me, don't do it for your parents. Do it because you care, because you have a ratzon in you. That's the greatest thing there is. It's good to see you, brother. Yes, oh my gosh, taste of Shalom. Wow. Elul, Aleph Elul, see you. Gimel, fine.
Then he also has from the
Wow.
pasuk, not the one after
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Ritzoni
Send
Re'el
guys.
Yaseh,
Yes.
Vet Shavosam Shem Yishim. In my context, like it just it connects to me Rotzon again.
Yeah.
And Shavosam is like so Seva.
Yes.
I don't know. Just
Uh,
Ritzoni Re'el Yaseh is Shavosam Yishma Yishim. Shavosam is Seva. Like again, the
yeah, it's with a vav over there, but yeah, but
Right,
it's
no,
related. Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
it's just like the
Yeah, the geschmack of crying out to Hashem is Mazvia also. Yeah, good, a good try. Yofi, amazing. Thank you for coming. B'ruchim habayim, Chevra.
Hold his,
Oh, why does the angel hit? Oh, good question. Is it saying Makkah? I have to see the lashon. Let's look at the wording of that. 1 second. Need a 30B Safari. I think you need a 30B. Yeah, if anyone can stick around, we have some nash. We're going to make phone calls to raise money for Simchat Shlomo. Call all your friends. Call your Bubby and your Zaidi. 1 second. No pressure.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so nice to meet you.
It's so captivating.
Yaakov was Yaakov. Yeah.
You're a gem.
Oh, thank you. Come again. Do you have a kisser?
I wanted to ask you, I saw the flyer, it said 40 shekel, right?
Oh,
Is
if you
that
can.
suggested or
It's suggested. If you can afford it,
I don't
give it.
have anything on
Okay,
my
next
box.
time. Yeah.
I just wanted to,
Yeah.
I don't want to steal terror from
No stealing. No worries. Thank you, brother.
Take care.
Let's see if I can find this Gemara here. Shavua. Bamach Sotro Alpi. It does say Sotro Stira. Usually means like a kind of a slap. Let's see. There's no Rashi on it. Did I click the right thing? Yeah. Oh. How could it be so few? Let's see. Steinsaltz?
You can see all the gifts you and I have in common, remember?
Right. Kvar orevet hachatat novat me'iyedias haTorah. Rav Steinsaltz relates it to the pasuk in Bereshis Perek Dalet pasuk Zayin lefetach chatas roivetz, that sin is crouching at the opening, meaning the moment the baby comes out into the world, there's like the evil inclination can come in. And so Kanire, he's relating that here to this slap, that it's experienced with a tiny bit of like the violence, but like not like just a nice little touch, because it's the negativity coming into the person. That's what Steinsaltz learns that anyway.
I would rather say something like that. It's very strong, so you remember it. But a hit, like a strong, it's, I taught this to people, to people recently, and I thought people are going to be loving this, and they're like, why is it violent?
Oh, wow. Wild. I wonder if somebody else, let's see. There's a Bach on it.
But I say you read
We'll have to look.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. Most it looks like the Bach also is something that's about like the Yetzer Hara coming in. So it's like, it's a little bit. This is part of the issue. You probably heard me speak about birth trauma in the past. That like just coming into the world. Lo pashut, lo pashut. We'll be honest about it. It really is lo pashut coming into this world. We need parents. We need Torah. We need Hashem to trust the process. So kanireh, it's like bound up with that whole thing.
But you'd want to, because Reb Shlomo says Torah is Hashem's love letter to us.
Yes.
So you want it to be more like loving instead of, traumatic.
Yeah. The Torah is loving, But then life has brokenness to it. There's broken vessels. It's just it does, and the trick is to learn to trust it, and that's the whole thing of connection to tzaddikim. We need the Baal Shem Tov, we need Shlomo, we need people to realize, to help us reinterpret and turn things around, and recognize that this is all for the sake of our dignity, that we can. Hashem is giving us. Hashem decided that this is the best way for us to become dignified, is by going through these things and then overcoming it. There's a lot of deep questions here, but
Yeah. Thank you.